co-host of Humanity Matters, and tonight our episode is called It's Time, and I'm on my own tonight with Albert Torcaso, our host, because our other co-host couldn't make it. Because Chris is in the hospital, Kathy had to take care of her mother today, and Donna hasn't been with us for months because she has to take care of her mother all the time. So I'm glad you tuned in to watch us anyway. And I want to say a few hellos before I introduce our host tonight. I want to say hi to our crew at the house, the Pittsburgh Project: Stacy, Madison, Ryan, Taylor, Riley, Jimmy, Zachary, Latricia, and Jeff. And I want to say hi to Revered Rosemary Seals and Glenn Seals, and Jacina and Joyce, and the managers and crew at the Popeyes in Southside, and Vaughn and his son, who we met at the Shadyside Giant Eagle, and Zachary and North Versailles at the Buy and Fly. And now our host, Albert Torcaso.
Well, my friends and family and fellow Pittsburghers, fellow Americans, I have to tell you, I had a great time about 2 weeks ago having our veterans on, actually July the 5th. We had our veterans on. We had a couple of heroes on. That was more of a lighthearted show than I expected it, actually.
I enjoyed it.
And she enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it.
We all did.
But, you know, there's a lot more that was behind that show. As I said, they are heroes. Tony, Kate, Brian, and all of our military. And they're fighting for our freedom, our core beliefs, our traditions, and every sense of the word, our Constitution, you name it. And I am not physically able to be in the military because of a medical problem. Fortunately, I'm blessed that I can do this show on a professional level, and I will get my big break. I no longer am going to say if, because I know I won't quit. I'm going to get it, but that's not the point. The point is this. Tonight, if I do my job tonight, I'm going to get you depressed. I'm going to get you angry. I'm going to get you so mad, you're going to want to throw tomatoes at your TV. Not only are you going to get mad, you're going to get depressed. And the reason is, I'm going to tell you some very hard truths, hard facts that are truths, and predictions for our nation. Now, I want you to stay with me through all this rough stuff. In fact, I want you to call in 412-231-2288. And I don't want you to leave because I'm going to tell you some really, really, really rotten stuff. But here's the good part. I'm going to tell you how we could change everything for the better. Not only how we can change it for the better, but it will be so much better that it will be unrecognizable as we live here today, the 19th of July, the year 2011. You will not recognize our nation, our city and our nation in the way that it is now if we do the things that I'm going to ask us to do. But make no mistake, the first part of this show is going to get you mad. It's going to make you maybe cry. You're going to be so down and out, you're going to want to scream, and that's fine. But this is where you got to just hang on. Because by the end of this show, I'm going to work on lifting up my spirits. My spirits are okay. I know I'm good. But lifting up your spirits and maybe taking you to a place, mentally, maybe taking you to a place you've never been there yet. That's what I am going to work to do. Now, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But if you stay with me, there's one guarantee. I guarantee you will have a smile on your face by the end of the night. Yes, I'm going to be tough. Now, I'll be honest with you. I've been saying this to Annette, and even as early as a minute ago, I said, Annette, I do not want to do this show. I don't want to do the politics right now. I want to have the fun show. I'm on such a high from having those wonderful heroes and the fun stuff about the hot wings and who's better looking and all that stuff, okay? I don't want to do this. I'd rather be talking about what movie I should go to this year. But, you know something? I want to be one of America's heroes, not in the military sense. But I want to be one of the guys that motivates hundreds of people, thousands of people, and millions of people to change their lives today, tomorrow, and for the rest of their lives, the rest of their children's lives, the rest of their grandchildren's lives, and so on and so forth. Because you know what? Right now, our country is in extremely bad shape, and it's going to get worse unless we do what I'm going to throw out there. Now, do I have all the answers? Absolutely, 100% no. But I do know this. Every single one of you out there can work together with me and others, and then collectively we have, not only do we have all the answers, but we're sitting not using the solutions that we have. And that's because we've given up. Now, it may not seem like it. We've given up. Now, you know what? It's interesting that I haven't even gotten into the meat and potatoes, but we have 2 calls. So I think we're going to put Annette out there to answer the first call. But I'm going to warn you, this is going to be a rough ride. But by the end of the night, you're going to be smiling and profiling like the famous wrestler Ric Flair. So before they smile and profile, we may have a frown or two. But how about you get the call?
Okay, first caller, you're on.
Hey.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. I have a solution.
You have a solution?
Yeah.
Well, let's have it.
I think one of the things that we should do is call 202-456-1111 and mention to them about legalized prostitution and legalizing marijuana to help pay off the national debt.
Well, I'm not going to
How does that help?
speak on that too much.
Because the money that they use from the prostitution and selling marijuana, by legalizing, it could go to help pay for treatment.
That's our Chris, by the way.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm not going to comment on that. I'm going to have enough hot water thrown at me. I'm not saying a thing on that. But at any rate, what else would you like to tell us, Chris?
Help pay for treatment. And also, there was a study that was out today that secondhand smoke causes hearing loss for adolescents.
I missed that, Chris. I think you might have got cut off. Uh-oh.
No, I said that there was a study that was released today that secondhand smoke causes hearing loss to adolescents.
Oh, that ain't good.
Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there so people could be educated about how damaging secondhand smoke is.
Well, secondhand smoke is extremely bad. And there's even something now called third-hand smoke.
That's right.
So what we're going to try to do is get Gerard Giuliano on here at some point if he gets the permissions granted. And hopefully we'll get Gerard Giuliano on here. Hello, Gerard Giuliano, if you ever watch this. But Chris, I want to move on to this hardcore stuff. So what can you tell us? And also, what is your health progress? Are we moving ahead? What would you like to tell the audience, if anything?
Well, I'm in a place called Parts Unknown.
Yeah, Parts Unknown. We all know about Parts Unknown, although I know what unknown is. And
then I'll be here for at least a week or so.
Right.
And I'll be transferred to another place called Parts Unknown Part 2.
Oh, goodness.
And,
Well, we miss you, so we'll visit you soon.
well, I miss all you folks. I miss talking to the audience live.
Well, you know what?
Well,
The
you have to get
audience,
better.
the audience is going to see you soon, but you need to take care of yourself, young man, and get those doctors to take care of the business. So I'll tell you what, Chris, we'll talk to you later. It's okay with me if Yori has a way to have you still remain on the phone. I don't know if he does, and we can still receive other calls. That's fine. I don't know if it's okay. It looks like you can. So you can stay on, but you won't I probably won't be answering your questions. You'll be just being able to listen in as long as you want to. So is there anything else you want to say before we move forward to the next call?
Well, one of the things is to have people just keep calling Congress and also keep calling 202-456-1111.
Which is the White House.
Right.
Right.
And
It's the White
kind-
House comment
be kind
line.
when you call.
Okay, well, we'll move to the next call because I really want to get to the rough stuff here. And Chris, trust me, I wish you could be watching this because it's going to be a hoot.
Will you get better, okay?
Okay, all right, we can go to caller number 2.
Caller number 2?
Yes. Hello, Tom.
Hello, we're here.
Reverend Rosemary Seals.
Oh, okay, Rosemary Seals.
Hi,
Reverend
Rosemary.
Rosemary Seals. How you doing?
Oh, I'm blessed, and I'm so happy to see both of you. And tell Chris I keep praying that he will be delivered because we know prayer changes things.
Well,
And
I'll tell you,
be
Chris.
hopeful.
Chris is probably going to smack me upside the
We're
head.
really
but I'm
worried about Chris.
Let me tell her.
Okay,
Chris
go
is probably going to smack me upside the head on this, but I'm going to say it like I say it. As you know, Chris has he's a big guy, generally
Yes.
speaking. Well, Chris, his medical condition has caused him to lose, I don't know, about at least 40 to 50 pounds, and it's getting kind of frightening. We definitely need all the prayers we can get because right now he's only able to eat cottage cheese every now and then and only ice cream. So he's in pretty bad shape in terms of the eating. He's going to get better, but he needs all the prayers he can get. He's happy about the weight loss on one respect, but it's not good in why he's losing. So we can definitely use all the possible prayers known to man and women that you could come up with, and we'd appreciate that. Now, Reverend Rosemary, probably within the next few months, I'm going to be videotaping you and putting you on the show,
Okay.
maybe bringing you and your son.
Okay.
But Reverend Rosemary, you might want to pray because as soon as we're done talking, I'm going to unleash a whole universe of whoop butt. In fact, maybe a couple universes. This thing with this debt that they're talking about, the debt limit. We're going to talk about that a little bit, probably a lot of bit. A little bit. But I got to tell you, when you hear what I learned in the last 24 hours, you may have to ask for forgiveness because there may be some profanity that comes out your mouth. I'm just saying, it might happen. It might just happen because you might be like, oh, those mother Fritos.
All right.
I mean, you might say mother Fritos, but it might just slip. I don't know. I ain't saying what might happen, but when I tell the world in America what is going on, a lot of people already know this, and I was in the dark. And a lot of other people don't know it, and they're so far in the dark, they couldn't even get out to see the light if they had a whole bunch of flashlights. So we're going to open up and put light on it. But I will tell you, I need your son and you to start calling Congress on such a regular basis that it becomes second nature to you. Like, well, today I'm going to go to the doctor. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the movies. And on Thursday, I'm going to call Congress and I'm going to call the White House comment line. I need America to get so used to calling their representatives in the president's line that it will be like breathing. And when we do that, we are going to change this country for every living American.
Right.
That's a bold, very almost impossible statement to make. But Reverend, guess what? I just made it, and I have a reason for it. So without further ado, I'm going to put myself in so much hot water in about a minute that about 1 billion lobsters might be like, man, you really messed up. But that's all right, because sometimes when you love your country, you just got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
And we all know some people in history that did what they had to do, even though what they had to do they knew was going to put them in danger, but they did it anyway.
That's right.
And sometimes you just got to slap somebody upside the head legally and peacefully
That's right.
and let them know what time it is.
That's right.
So, Reverend, I will be calling you soon. And I thank you for tuning in. But I would suggest if you have something to drink, you drink it before all this starts. Like if you have soda or water. But you definitely want to sit down because I'm about to throw some money numbers out and some information out that just might get you a wee bit ticked off. So, Reverend, I apologize if you get mad, but you'll get glad by the end of the show.
Oh, okay. Well, can I make one comment on what you were saying?
Yeah, go for it.
I was at a Congress rally yesterday.
Thank goodness.
Rally, and she's from Washington, D.C., and she was videoing the people's complaints about the government and all, the labor and the housing and everything.
Good.
And one thing she said, when you hear Congress and the legislature people say they don't have no money, and in deficit, they are lying.
Right.
They have double the money, and they have the money to do anything they want to do. They are
just the truth.
Yeah, they lying. They talking about we in debt. We ain't got this, and we got to do this and cut that. They don't have to cut nothing. Now she's from Washington D.C. and she said when you hear the congressmen, the senators telling you we in debt, we ain't got no, they are lying.
They're full of you know what.
She said it's double the money they even had last year. Now that's what she said, and that's what she's gonna report back to what the people said at this meeting about the cutting in the people's money coming in, and the labor people and the bus people, drivers is complaining, and the poor people and losing their homes, and this should not be happening in the United States of America.
But don't worry about that. We're going to start to work on putting a stop to that.
That's right.
Matter of fact, you'll see, it's going to be a little bit funny in about 15 minutes from here. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward because I was looking at my watch and it's like almost 20 after, and I'm like, whoa, where'd that go?
It's that late.
It got late. So
Okay.
I'm going to move forward, and I want you to hang in there.
Time goes fast when you're having fun.
I want you to hang in there, but I'm going to open up a can of whooped potatoes now.
Okay.
So get ready for the potatoes.
Take care, Reverend.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, everyone, I know you don't have seatbelts if you're at home. You might want to put one on if you can. Now remember, I'm going to make you mad, I'm going to make you sad, and I'm going to make you feel real bad. But then I'm going to make you happy, and it's going to be kind of snappy. So don't feel too bad. We want to get happy, right? And I don't mean like the old show, Come On, Get Happy, the Partridge Family. We're going to get a kind of happy that brings real happiness and satisfaction. So are you ready? So here we go. Now I kind of feel bad for Annette because she's on the spot and I'm not playing. But let me take care of the heat and then we'll see how you do. Okay, here we go, Steelers. Oh, I like the Steelers, what can I say? All right, America, here's the deal. Right now, Congress is bickering with the president. Members of Congress on both parties are bickering with the president, deciding on how they're going to raise, but then I'm going to make you happy, and it's going to be kind of snappy. So don't feel too bad. We want to get happy, right? And I don't mean like the old show, Come On, Get Happy, the Partridge Family. We're going to get